Good morning, Sandy.
Oh, good morning.
Seems like you were a long way from here. Daydreaming?
No, sir. No, I was just thinking. So do you have a few minutes before you leave?
I think so. Something bothering you?
Yes, sir, there is. Kind of like to talk to you about it.
You know you can talk to me at any time, Sandy.
Well...
What is it?
You know that I am in court today to testify in Blaine's defense.
Yes.
Well, sir, I'm afraid that some things may come out in the questioning, and I think maybe it's a good idea if I talk to you about it first.
Mr. Hobson.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Quinn. Welcome to the Blackhawk Project.
You better go inside.
It's Rachel. Hello.
Hello, Rachel. It's Brian.
Oh, hello, Brian. How are you?
I'm just fine. I hope I didn't wake you up.
No, not at all. I was just making breakfast.
Oh, good. Look, I'd like to drop by on my way to court this morning, if that's all right.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, I have some news about the divorce.
Oh. Well, what is it?
Well, I'd rather tell you about it when I get there.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll see you when you get here. Okay, bye-bye.
Who was that?
Brian?
Yeah?
Yeah.
What did he want?
He wants to come over. He has some news to tell us about the divorce.
And now, the continuing story of Another World.
Do you remember the night that you came to see me at Joey's apartment?
The night I asked you if you were my son. Yes, of course I do.
Well, that night, you didn't ask me any questions. You didn't ask about my life before I came to Bay City, nothing.
That's right. I figured we had plenty of time in the future when you were ready to talk about that. Besides, the facts were quite enough for one night.
You know, I appreciated that, too. It happened just the way I wanted it to. But, well, since then, things have been moving a little faster than I'd planned on.
No? What do you mean?
Well, you know, I told you that I'm going to be testifying in Blaine's trial today.
Yeah, that's right. And I want you to know I'm going to be right there in court today, too.
Well, I don't know that that's such a good idea.
Why not?
Please don't misunderstand me. It's not that I don't want you there. That's not it at all. It's just that I...
Look, you're afraid, aren't you? You're afraid something's going to come out in court that'll make me, well, feel uncomfortable about your being my son. Is that it?
Yes, sir, that's it.
You don't have anything to be afraid of. I know the kind of person you are now. The past doesn't make a bit of difference.
Oh, yes, sir, it does.
No, Sandy, you're wrong about that. It doesn't. It doesn't to me.
Do you realize that you have never even asked me for proof, any proof at all, that I'm your son?
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Well, I think you should know that I don't have any. I mean, all I've got is the letter my mother wrote before she died. I suppose there's a birth certificate somewhere. I have no idea what's on it. I've never even tried to get a copy. See, I didn't even know my name was Corey until after she died.
Sandy Corey.
My full name is Alexander Sanderson Corey. But all the time I was growing up, everybody called me Sandy Sanderson. And it was... Well, it was later that I inverted the two names and began using Sandy Alexander.
Mm-hmm. So? Is that what you're concerned about? That in court it might come out that your name is Alexander Corey?
No, sir, it's not.
What is it, Sandy?
I don't really have the time to talk to you about all the things that I wanted to.
Well, all right, then we'll talk about it later, if you like.
If you still want to.
I do want to. And I'm going to be in court there with you today.
That would make me feel very good. No, I want you to know that knowing you, knowing that you're my father, is the most important thing that's happened to me in my life.
It's open. Come on in.
Hi, Larry.
Hey, morning, Jerry. You want some coffee?
No, thanks. Look, I've only got a minute. I'm doing court.
I know. I'm going with you.
Well, then what is it? What do you want to talk about?
Well, there's something been bothering me, Jerry. Something I heard in court the other day.
What?
Well, I distinctly heard Colton refer to more than one shot having been fired from that gun.
But Jordan was killed with only one bullet.
I know. So where'd he get the idea that there was more than one bullet?
I don't know, but I think when we get out of court today, we should check the transcript and find out just exactly what he did say.
That's right.
Hello, Brian.
Hello, Rachel. Good to see you.
Nice to see you. Come on in.
Thank you.
Oh, hello, Mitch.
Brian, how are you? Busy day, I take it.
Yes, it is. So far, at least. Listen, I'm glad you're here because what I have to say involves you, too.
Okay, fine. Sit down.
Well, thank you.
What is it, Brian?
Well, we've got the court date set for the divorce hearing.
When is it?
July 22nd.
That's not very far away.
No, I know it isn't, but you wanted it done as soon as possible, and that was the first date I could get. Have you changed your mind?
No, I'm just nervous. I don't want to lose Amanda.
Well, we're going to do everything possible to make sure that doesn't happen.
The detective that was following us, I'm sure he's made a report, and I was wondering if that hurts the chances of getting Amanda.
Well, I have to be honest with you, Mitch. I'd be a lot happier if that report didn't exist. But since it does, we're just going to have to work around it. We have no other choice, really.
Did you mention there was a social worker here yesterday?
No, I didn't.
What happened?
Well, it was sort of awkward. Right before she arrived, we had an accident and I spilled paint all over Mitch. And he had to come up here and clean up. And then she came in. She wanted to see the apartment, so I brought her up here. And then Mitch walked in, buttoning his shirt. He didn't know she was here. And she jumped to conclusions and asked if he was living here.
What did you say?
I said no. No, I wasn't.
Okay, so go on.
What else? She asked if I like kids. I said yes. She asked if I would feel the same way towards Amanda that I felt towards my own son. I said yes.
And that was it?
That's it.
Yeah, what do you think?
Well, we're just going to have to wait and see. I wouldn't worry about it if I were you. We'll work it out.
Okay.
Look, I've really got to go. Goodbye, Mitch.
Thank you, Brian.
Bye, Brian. Well, do you think I'll get Amanda?
Well, he made it sound like he had a good chance, didn't he?
No, I mean, do you think I'll get Amanda?
I hope so.
I hope everything is to your liking, Mr. Hobson.
Well, yes, it is. In fact, I've never seen anything quite like this.
I think you'll find that Mr. Black's taste is generally impeccable.
Well, if this is any indication, I'm sure it is.
Perhaps you should try your chair. See if it's comfortable enough for you.
Yes, it's very nice. Very nice.
Good. Now, is there anything else I can do for you?
Well, for starters, you could tell me what this is all about.
Well, Mr. Black likes for his employees to be comfortable.
Well, this is a lot more than comfortable.
I'm glad you like it. That would make Mr. Black very happy.
Tell me, Quinn, your name is Quinn, isn't it?
That's right.
What is the Blackhawk Project?
Well, it's a little bit of everything, Mr. Hobson. A little of this, a little of that.
Well, like what?
Broadcasting, precious metals, real estate. As I said, he's into a little bit of everything.
Well, what's he like?
Oh, he's very nice. At least on the phone.
On the phone?
Yes.
Does that mean what it sounds like?
What's that?
That you've never met him?
That's right. But I talk to him every day from all over the world. That is, he's all over the world. I'm here.
How long have you worked for him?
3 years.
3 years. And you've never met him, never seen him?
That's right. You must excuse me, Mr. Hobson. I must get back to work. But if you need me, just buzz on the phone.
One more thing before you go.
Yes?
Well, what am I supposed to be doing?
For now, just be comfortable. Get used to your office, and feel free to use the phones to call anywhere you'd like.
Anywhere?
Yes. Oh, one thing. Don't use this phone.
Well, why not? Well, what's it for?
This is the one Mr. Black will be using to call you.
Thank you.
Glad I caught you in. I just dropped by for a second. I wanted to tell you how pleased I am with the figures the circulation department just gave me. The Ledger's selling more copies than it's ever sold. It's a significant increase. I hope you're as pleased about that as I am.
Yes, of course I am. Thank you for telling me.
I half expected to find you out at the courthouse covering the trial.
Look, Mac, those are my plans, too. Look at this mountain of paper. I had to send a reporter to cover for me.
Well, I'm not going to hold you up, but I did want to ask you, how's the article on the arena coming along?
Well, I just finished reading it. I'm afraid we can't publish it.
What's the problem?
Oh, look, Mac, there's a lot of information here that ties Jordan to the company, but there's nothing we can prove. I'm beginning to come to the same conclusion that Jamie has with his editorial.
There must be some way to prove those allegations.
I think if I'm right, this trial is going to give us all the proof we need.
State your name and occupation.
Sandy Alexander. I'm the administrative assistant to the chief editor of Court Publishing.
Mr. Alexander, you know the accused, Blaine Ewing?
Yes.
You knew about her relationship with the deceased, Jordan Scott?
Yes, I did.
You also were aware, were you not, that Miss Ewing, in the company of Mr. Grove, were on the run from Mr. Scott?
Yes.
It is also correct that you were to join them at some juncture while they were running.
Yes, it's true.
Now, will you tell us why Miss Ewing and Mr. Grove were running for Mr. Scott?
Yes, they believed that Jordan Scott was going to kill Blaine and possibly Jerry.
And will you tell us, please, how you came to join Miss Ewing and Mr. Grove?
Well, Blaine called me. She said that Jerry was sick and she didn't know what to do. Now, she didn't want to tell me where she was because she's afraid that Jordan Scott might find out and come after her. Now, I was worried that Jerry might be in immediate need, so I handed the phone over to a doctor friend of mine.
Who is this doctor?
Dr. Holloway, Rick Holloway. He works at Bay City General.
Go on.
Well, he talked to Blaine, and after discussing Jerry's symptoms, he believed that Jerry had an infection, a post-operative infection, and he wanted to get some medication to him.
And did he?
Well, he gave me the medication and also a prescription for it.
Well, how did you get it to Mr. Grove?
Well, I finally convinced Blaine to tell me where they were, and I borrowed some money and flew down to Florida to meet them.
Well, where was that in Florida?
Gainesville.
And then what?
Well, I gave the medication to Jerry, and then we tried to decide what to do next.
Then what happened?
Well, I was just trying to remember that when Blaine and I got back to the hotel, Ken Steele was waiting in the room for us. I guess we just walked right into it.
Walked into what?
Oh, well, Ken was in the room, and he had Jerry's gun. We walked into it like a couple. Well, anyway, we managed to turn the tables on him, and somehow I ended up with Jerry's gun. I decided it was time for us to get out of there, so we headed north.
Why north?
Well, when you're in Florida, it's kind of tough to get much further south. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
It's quite all right, Mr. Alexander. Please continue, Mr. Franklin.
So, Mr. Alexander, you headed north?
Yes, sir. We finally got to New York and checked into a hotel.
Was Mr. Grove fully recovered by this time?
No, he wasn't. I had been going to different doctors trying to get the prescription filled so that we couldn't be traced.
And would you tell us how this odyssey concluded?
Well, I went into a pharmacy, and the owner there asked me if my friend's father had found us, that he was looking for us. Well, of course, I knew that meant trouble, so I called Blaine and told her to get out of the hotel and check into another one. Then I went back to our hotel because we had our money stashed there, and there they were.
Who was there?
Jordan Scott, Ken Steele, and a guy named Eddie.
Well, what happened to this gun you were carrying? The gun we now know to be registered to Jerry Grove.
Jordan Scott took it away from me.
You never saw it again?
No.
So, as far as you know, from the time that you were captured in New York until the time that Jordan Scott was killed, the gun was in the possession of Jordan Scott.
Yes. Yes, sir, it was.
Oh, my goodness, you're getting so heavy. Amanda. What are you doing here? There's Matthew. You want to go see Nephew?
Good morning, Rachel.
What are you doing with my daughter?
Well, it's my day off, so I offered to take Amanda to the park. Seemed like a good idea for both of us.
Louise could have done it.
Well, of course she could have, Rachel, but I wanted to. I enjoy being with Amanda. She is a beautiful little girl.
Don't do this, Alice.
I don't understand. Don't do what, Rachel?
You and Mac are becoming quite an item, aren't you?
If you mean we're friends, you're right. That's true.
Yes, but I think you want to be more than just friends with him.
All right. What if I do? I'm free. Mac's free. You don't have any claims on him anymore, Rachel. You gave up that right when you chose Mitch Blake over him.
I'm not saying I do have any claims over him. Just don't use my daughter to try and get close to him.
You amaze me. As I said, I enjoy being with Amanda. And I think she enjoys being with me.
Really?
Yes, really. But I have the feeling you can't understand anything that simple and straightforward. Come on, Amanda. Let's go.
Hey, Philip, you got a minute?
Hello, Jamie. How are you?
Fine.
Look, Jamie, do you mind if we really don't talk right now? I mean, I want to get down to the courthouse. I understand that today's the day Sandy Alexander's going to testify.
You still on him, Philip?
Oh, look, Jamie, I know how you feel about him, but I'm telling you, there's always been and there is now a lot of unanswered questions about
that doesn't mean the answers are bad or even anyone's business.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out in court, aren't we? I have a feeling that this trial is going to prove a lot of things to a lot of people. Oh, look, there's one other thing before I go. I want to tell you how much I enjoyed that article you wrote on Ilsa Needham.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'd like to use it for our Saturday entertainment section, if that's okay with you.
Well, great. Thank you.
Listen, there is one other thing. I've been doing that investigation, and since I've started it, I'll tell you something. I'm beginning to agree with you and your editorial. I think you're on 100%.
Mr. Alexander, can you tell us what made you and Miss Ewing return to Bay City?
Yes, I'm sorry. We made a deal with Jordan Scott.
What deal was that?
Well, we agreed to work for him, to do whatever he wanted, if he would leave Jerry alone.
You did that just so he would leave him alone?
So he wouldn't kill him.
So you traded with Jordan Scott your freedom for Jerry Grove's life.
Yes.
Then what did you do?
Well, that is, Blaine and I decided that we had to get the goods on Jordan or else we would be working for him for the rest of our lives. Now, I believe that he kept a book in which he recorded all of his activities, legal and illegal. And if we could find that, then we could get him. So Blaine arranged to keep Jordan busy one night while I searched his office.
And did you find it?
No, sir, I didn't. So the next evening, Blaine was going to search the house, and we had it set up so that I would call and warn her if Jordan decided to leave the arena. But when I tried to, I couldn't get through, and next thing I knew, he was dead.
Well, what do you think happened?
I object. This calls for a conclusion from the witness on information he could not possibly possess.
Objection sustained.
Let me rephrase, Your Honor. Sandy, do you have any information as to what happened that night at Jordan Scott's house?
Yes. Blaine told me that she found the book, and when Jordan found her with it, he tried to kill her, and so to save her own life, she shot him.
I object. This is hearsay.
Sustained.
I withdraw the question. Sandy, you think the book was enough to make Jordan kill Blaine?
Absolutely.
Your witness, Mr. Fulton.
Like you've had an active day?
Oh, we had a wonderful day in the park, didn't we, Amanda? Was it good?
Amanda, I've got a special treat for you. It's your favorite popcorn, and it's right out on the terrace. Do you want to go eat it, and then I'll join you in a minute?
Go ahead, honey.
Say goodbye to Mrs. Frame.
Bye. Bye-bye, honey. Go on.
Okay.
Okay. Go on.
See you in a
Bye-bye,
minute.
Amanda.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'd better be going, too.
Well, Mrs. Frame, could I speak with you for a moment?
Of course, Louise. What is it?
I suppose I shouldn't say anything. I hope you won't be offended, but I feel I must.
Well, this sounds serious.
Yes, it is.
Well, please, tell me. What is it?
I don't really understand why Mr. Corey won't allow Amanda's mother to see her unless he's present.
Well, I'm sure Mac has his reasons.
I'm sure he does, but somehow it doesn't seem right that although Mrs. Corey can't see Amanda, he lets you see her whenever you wish.
Well, Mac did say that it was all right with him if I saw Amanda.
Yes, I know that. I'm worried about Amanda.
Why?
I guess you don't see it, but all this is very disturbing for her. When I tuck her into bed at night, she asks for her mommy. She really doesn't understand what's happening. All she knows is that she misses her mother.
I see, Louise. It does have to be very hard for her. Divorces are always the hardest on the children. I had hoped, though, that my taking her to the park might in some way help, at least act as a diversion of sorts.
I'm sure it was pleasant for her.
Well, I don't understand, then. What is the problem?
There's no problem, Mrs. Frame. I just don't think you should believe that you can replace Mrs. Corey in Amanda's heart. Or in Mr. Corey's, for that matter. I don't think any woman could.
So is it going to be a big party or what?
Oh, not too big.
Who's going to be here?
Oh, let's see. Rick and Marianne Holloway and Kit Holloway and Sandy Alexander and Lissa Needham and you and Lee, and that's it.
Oh, good. Well, this place should be just about the right size.
Well, it's not a house, but for an apartment it'll do. Gee, I wonder where Jamie is. He was supposed to come home and help me with all of this.
Well, would you like me to call him at the office?
No, that's okay. He's probably on his way home now.
Okay.
I want to make him a martini, though, and have it ready for when he gets here. Could you check for me to see if I have enough ice for the party and all of
yes,
that?
Don't worry.
Thanks a lot, Sally. Well,
everything's done.
Jamie likes his drinks good and cold.
Now, Mr. Alexander. Mr. Grove and Miss Ewing were married to each other. That is correct, isn't
Yes.
it? As we have been told, they were husband and wife.
Well, what does that have to do with what we were
Mr.
talking-
Alexander, I'd appreciate if you would just allow me to ask you the question.
Sorry.
All right. So, now here we have two charming people who were once married to each other, leaving our fair town for whatever reasons and traveling together to an undetermined spot. A woman and her ex-husband, a man whom Jordan Scott believed was trying to, shall we say, move in on her again.
Mr. Colton, that's absolutely not true. It's...
Mr. Alexander.
I'm sorry, but it's just not true,
Your Honor.
Jerry...
Mr. Alexander, please refrain from offering comments and restrict yourself to answering the questions put to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Proceed.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Grove was suffering from an ailment, a post-operative infection, I believe it was. You borrowed some money, consulted with a physician, and flew to rescue your ailing friend in Florida, Gainesville, Florida. That is correct, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, and then it was at that point that the three of you decided to hit the road, was it? Thinking that there was danger lurking in every corner.
There was danger.
There was danger lurking in every corner in Florida?
There was certainly the threat of danger, yes.
Mr. Alexander, may I suggest that this threat of danger was lurking in your mind only?
All right, and I suppose that the beating I received from Jordan Scott's men was simply lurking in my mind, too, right?
Beating? I've seen no police record of a beating. There's been no official report. Did you report this, Mr. Alexander?
Well, no, I didn't, but that was because...
I see. Thank you. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, paranoia runs rampant, apparently on both sides. But Mr. Scott may well have believed that Miss Ewing was being held by this ardent ex-husband and his zealous friend against her own wishes. So he effects a rescue, and for this he is now accused of heartless brutality. No, Mr. Alexander, I suggest that this threat of danger to your lives exists only in your minds and has nothing whatsoever to do with reality.
Jordan's book, his black book, would prove that the threat to our lives was very real.
Yes, all right, here we are, the mythical black book.
It's not mythical.
Have you seen this book, Mr. Alexander?
No, but I do know...
No, then, all right, you have no way of knowing that this book did ever exist.
From my involvement with the company, I know that every division kept records. I'm sure that Jordan Scott kept his.
Well, now, how do you know this?
I have a copy of a book kept by a woman named Ilsa Fredericks, another employee of Jess Cooper, in a position parallel to that of Jordan Scott.
Now, I don't suppose that you have a readable copy of this document that we could use as an exhibit here in this trial.
Yes, I do.
Your Honor, I would like to request a recess so that I may have an opportunity to look over this new material.
I think that would be appropriate. This court will adjourn until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
All right.
Sandy, why didn't you tell me about this? I'm going to have to read it, and then we're going to have a talk before you get back on that stand.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I have the feeling, come tomorrow, that you are really going to get it.
Ada, it's good to see you. How are you?
Well, I'm just fine, Louise. Business is good. I can't complain. You're looking good.
I feel fit.
Have you heard from Brooks?
Mm-hmm.
How's he doing?
I have, Ada. I just got a letter, as a matter of fact. He's closing up the house in Hong Kong and will be back in Bay City soon now.
Oh, well, that's great. I know you've missed him.
Oh, indeed I have. But he'll be here soon. I guess I can stand it a little while longer.
Yeah, well, it's time you two were together again. Well, look, what do you want to see me about? I mean, I have a feeling it wasn't just to have a cup of tea.
You're right. I need to talk to someone about what's going on.
What is going on?
Alice Frame.
What about her?
It just doesn't seem right that she's allowed to see Amanda anytime, anywhere she feels like it. But today it really bothered me when she took her to the park.
Yeah, well, I don't like it any more than you do, Louise, but I don't think there's anything anybody can do about it.
Has to be something, Ada. Because no one in the world can convince me that Mr. and Mrs. Corey don't belong together. And if Alice Frame intrudes into Mr. Corey's life right now, it's only going to make it all that much more difficult for the two of them to get back together again.
Well, I'm not so sure that Rachel wants to get back together with Mac. I think she loves Mitch Blake.
I can't believe that.
I think it's true.
I think she might be infatuated with him, but she can't be in love with him, not like she was with Mr. Corey.
Louise, look, don't get mixed up in it, okay? Rachel made her choice, and she has to live with it, no matter what the rest of us think.
But it's not too late.
Maybe it is.
Well, I'm glad everything's going okay. You really like working for a coach?
Oh, I love it. It's wonderful.
Well, that's terrific. Is it?
Yeah.
What's exciting? What is?
Well, Sally was just saying how much she loves working with Corey, and it's very exciting.
Oh, well, I don't know about exciting, but you sure are doing a good job. I couldn't have hired anyone better.
Oh, thank you, Cecile, but I'm not really doing anything important.
Oh, maybe not yet, but who knows? You might be doing it.
You want to get her straight? Yeah, sure. Okay, coming up. You moved to a new place, huh?
Yeah.
Well, how do you like it, being out in out in the world?
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah?
Just great.
You still playing hockey? You have time for that?
No, I had to give it up for a while.
That's too bad. Well, I hope that, you can go back to it.
Yeah, so do I. I don't think it'll be for too long, just until I get myself squared away.
Is this the right time?
Yeah, looks like it, Jamie. What?
Well, Santa's supposed to be here. I don't know where he is. I think I'll go check with Melissa, see what's happening.
So, Marianne, I was really sorry to hear about your accident.
Thank you, Cecile.
Are you feeling better?
Yes, as well as can be expected.
Oh, well, you know what they say. Some things are just not meant to be.
And what is that supposed to mean, Cecile?
Oh, just nature, Kit. Everything works out for the best. At least that's what I've always heard.
Excuse me.
So, Melissa, having a good time? Party?
Just great, just great. I always love being at a party without my date.
Yeah, I know. I was wondering where...
What's in here?
Sandy is. I was wondering it myself.
I don't know. I think he went over to court today, so I guess they went overtime.
Maybe he went home to change clothes?
Could be.
I think I'll go phone him and see what's happening.
Okay, let me know if you hear anything.
All right.
Lee, what are you doing? You're supposed to mingle.
Mingle?
Yes.
I don't know how to mingle.
Just go up to somebody and say hi, okay?
So, you having a good time?
Yeah.
It's a nice party.
Yeah.
But not for you, right?
Right.
Some life. Penthouses, parties, not for me.
You either?
No, I mean, there's ways of having a good time, but this isn't one of them.
No. I wonder.
On how to sneak out of here?
Yeah.
By the way, my name's Rick.
Oh, Lee, hi.
Meet you.
So, Sandy, where are you? We're having a great party over here.
Oh, no. You know, I mean, I spent all day testifying today, Jamie. I don't think I'd be very good company.
Come on. We'll put you in a good mood. You know, we'll party. Come on.
Oh, man, I don't know.
Well, Melissa's all alone here. She said she loves coming to a party without a date, but I don't believe her at all. I think she was lying.
All right, look, you've convinced me. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll change my clothes and round up my shadow and come on over. Now, you tell Melissa, all right?
Okay, I will.
All right, talk to you soon.
Okay, buddy.
Bye.
Jamie? Are you all right?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I know you look a little pale. Well, here, this is from Cecile. She sent this over.
Hi, sis.
Hi, you're home already. So how did it go? How was the new job?
I don't know.
Well, did you meet other people?
I met Quinn,
Who's Quinn?
my secretary.
You have your own secretary?
Yeah?
I'm impressed.
Well, if that impresses you, you should see my office. I couldn't believe it.
Well, what's it like?
Chrome and glass. It almost blinds you. And big. It's huge. I mean, you could play half-court basketball in there.
You'd break all that glass.
Yeah, right.
So what'd you find out about the company? What do they do?
A little bit of everything.
Like what?
From what Quinn tells me, they're into broadcasting, real estate, precious metals, shipping, you name it.
Well, do you know what you'll be doing?
Not yet. I have to wait for a phone call from Mr. Black,
Who's that?
the president. You want to hear something funny? Quinn has worked for this guy for 3 years, never met him. She just talks to him on the phone from all over the world. I'd say this guy gets around.
That sounds kind of weird.
Yeah, it is strange. I haven't been able to figure it out yet.
Well, you think you're going to like working there?
I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm intrigued.
Well, I was in the park with Matthew, and Alice was there with Amanda. Really tore me apart.
I can see that.
I think she's using Amanda to try to get closer to Mac.
Oh, I don't know about that, honey.
I do. I know how she operates.
Look, you knew when you left Mac that there'd be other women in his life.
I knew that.
Mac is a very attractive man. A very desirable man. He might even remarry.
You better not marry Alice.
You have no right to tell Mac who to get involved with. It's none of your business.
It's my business. When Alice starts trying to take my place with my daughter, I don't want that woman anywhere near any of my children.
Oh, kid, you really have to leave this early?
Yes, I have to get up early tomorrow, Cecile.
Oh, well, I'm glad you could make it. Excuse me.
Hi.
Sandy. Oh, I'm glad you made it finally.
Listen, I'm sorry I'm late, but you know I had to be in court all day today, so
Sandy, hello, and
Bye. Oh,
Bye,
bye,
see ya.
kid.
Sandy.
I'm glad you Take care.
Listen, I know it's not the right time nor the place, but I wanted to hear
Oh, come on,
everything.
Melissa. No. I don't want to start on that now, okay?
No, okay, I promise. I don't want to say a word now.
Great.
Come on. Let me make you a drink.
All right,
You
a
need
short
one.
one, a little
It's
one.
going to have to be short because I got to
you were talking about the trial.
Oh, yes, I am. I have to sing myself.
The trial.
Is it hot in here?
No, I'm not hot. Jamie, are you okay?
I don't know.
Look,
so hot.
I'm going to get Rick. I'll be right back.
Hey, Jamie. Hey, here I am. And listen, buddy, you were right, you know? I really did need to get out. Melissa over there was just... What? Hey, listen, buddy, are you all right? No. So hot. Hey, listen, man. Look. Hey, come on, buddy. Come on, let's go sit on the couch.
Yeah,
come on.
me?
It's hot. There you go. Come on. Come on down. Oh, easy, buddy. Come on.
Jamie, what's wrong?
I'm hot.
Chip, just relax.
Yeah.
That's it.
Come on, buddy.
Be right.
Jamie?
Well, I'm glad you're home. It was a terrible day.
Not now.
What is it?
Nothing. I'm just tired.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'm just tired.
I'm sorry.
Shirt, Sandy.
I've got it.
Rick, what's wrong with him? What's
I don't
wrong?
know. His pulse is erratic. We've got to get him to the hospital.
Listen, can I help?
Yeah, let's get him up.
Okay. Cecile?
What? I'm right here.
Get me a jacket or something.
Okay. I'm going to call
Jamie,
the hospital and tell them
we're going to take you to the hospital.
Is there anything I can do?
Lee, you can go get the jacket. It's on the bed.
Rick, where's your car? It's right out front. Okay, great. Is this one?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you. Yeah, we'll have him in about 15 minutes. Thanks.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Another World.